You found yourself at Meyerland Radio, where we aim to bring the Love Nikki community together just by talking to each other. We hope that you enjoy today's show and consider joining our community on Discord, Instagram, YouTube, Reddit, where else were we at? Who cares? Right after this.
Hi, Craig.
Hey guys.
Hi, Craig.
Thanks for coming. We're going to be doing a very fun show about shipping today, and all of the lovely couples in Love Nikki. There's a lot of them, so probably best to just get started. And we also have a very special guest today joining us, Astro, aka maybe Athena.
Hello! I'm Astro. You know.
Also, we spent a lot of time looking up at for fan art of all this shit, so we'll be pinning them as the show goes on.
Yeah, so if you want to see the couple that we're talking about, you can just check the pins, and we're just going to pin whichever one we're on. So, right now you can see in this channel, we're going to start with Nikimi, everyone's favorite OTP. If you want to get started, Astro, unless we have something else to say.
Yeah, okay, so, Nikimi are probably, of the, main characters, the most hinted at ship in the game. There's lots of, specifically game item descriptions that imply that the two of them are more than friends. Their interactions are very old married couple-ish. I don't know. Do you have anything to say, Sailing?
Yeah, there's a lot of different parts of the story that, even though we don't really see one definitive moment where they get together, from early on, their interactions are super shippy, in that Nikki is always, Momo calls her out on this all the time, but she's always blushing and getting really, really excited whenever Kimmy's even mentioned, much less when she sees her.
Yeah, definitely.
Another piece of evidence that really points towards them being canon is that it uses the word date a few times to describe them. Especially in, I know, the Deep Sea Secret event, it mentions that they go on a date together. And there's a lot of suits that sort of describe romantic times and moments they spent together.
Yeah. The most recent freebie Valentine one has, I think, the Nikimi hair. Right?
Yeah.
It was her hair, the hair item from that. Described the two of them going on a date together. I think it was translated to appointment.
Oh yeah, I changed it to appointment.
No, we all call our dates appointments.
Yeah, my dates are appointments.
There's also in the Valentine's Day suit Rose Romance from, I think that was from 2018?
2018.
Yeah, that's right, because it wasn't going in 2017. It was, the suit is basically about Nikki working as a model for the Apple Apparel Group, and how Kimmy blushed so much when she first saw her as the model. And it also describes this couple going on this romantic date. I think it's a walk around the city or something, and it's just really cute. And considering Nikki and Kimmy are mentioned in the suit description also, I think it's pretty safe to assume that it's about them going on a date. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah. I think the Chinese server calls Kimmy their daughter-in-law and Nikki their daughter. That's how canon they are.
Oh wow, that's really cute.
Yeah. Any thoughts on Nikimi, Beck?
You guys said everything.
Okay.
It's just, yeah.
I guess we can move on to the next ship then.
Oh, okay. Can someone pin the Flando?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm. Okay.
Yeah.
You got
So next ship
Yep.
is okay. Flando. It's pretty much like two ships in one because it's Flynn / Orlando, and Flynn is basically like these two different people at different points of the story, and their story is pretty much just like friends to lovers to enemies, because enemies to friends to lovers is overrated. They met when they were teenagers, and back then, like, they met on their first year of military school, and they used to be very, very cute and fluffy, and they were just like total best friends, and they would do absolutely everything together. They would spend all of their time together. But of course, you know, eventually Flynn died, and sorry if this is a spoiler for anyone. Yeah, so basically Flynn died, and Orlando spent 10 years crying and telling everyone about how his boyfriend is dead. Like, I'm not kidding, every single one of his Dreamweavers is about Flynn. Every single one.
Wow, so committed.
Yeah. Like, it's
We're gonna
actually
talk about the
mentioned,
one.
it's actually mentioned somewhere that, like, so Orlando used to go to this coffee place with Flynn, right? And the coffee shop owner mentioned that she hasn't seen Orlando with someone like else in like 10 years. Very devoted.
Orlando is a goose. He mates for life, or whatever. You know, one of those birds.
It's so true.
Okay, yeah, all of them except the wine one, and even then he mentions Flynn in the wine one. And okay, so, you know, spoiler alert, Flynn comes back to life and he becomes Shade. And okay, and everyone, like, Shade, he's like this edgy, emo assassin dude. But if you actually read through his interactions with Orlando, he's actually, like, very, very, like, surprisingly nice to Orlando. Like, he will always, like, let Orlando go safely. And, like, so in a future Dreamweaver, like, they're, like, attacking like these bad guys together, and Orlando's like, and like Shade pulls out his gun, and Orlando like stares at him like, don't use that gun, and Shade just like immediately switches to a like different gun that won't kill people, also high minty. Yeah, Flynn is just very tragic. Also, be sure to check out Cisco's like 46-page document on Flando. So, you guys have anything else to say about Flando?
I think you just about covered it.
Yeah, they're cute. TLDR.
Very cute, very tragic.
They have a cool arc to their relationship, and I'm really interested in seeing like how it gets resolved, because I know they're definitely going to do something more with it, but I just don't know what.
Yeah, I agree. There's definitely hints that Shade remembers as Shade.
Yeah. Do we want to move on to the next ship?
Yeah, I guess we can. Time to do Lulu. It's fine. I'm pinning it. Hold on.
Oh.
Nope, that is not pinned.
Don't delete.
No, I copied the ID. You know, that's what you need. So, Lulu, our tragic pairing. Most of the ships, other than Nikimi, are pretty tragic, actually. But so Lunar and Louis. There's no, I don't know. Lunar and Louis met when Louis literally crashed into Lunar's backyard, and Lunar at the time was 13 and Louis was 17, and this was 10 years before current time. And Lunar obviously had a crush on him, and Louis was like, no, and Lunar's like, I want to run away with you, and Louis like, no, you're a baby, pretty much. But she gives him her bluebird, and over the course of the next 7 years, once a year on Louis' birthday, he'll write her a letter, and she will respond. And then Louis, of course, joins the Nameless Knights, which means he has to give up everything, so he stops writing the letters. But Lunar, at this point, is now 20 and an adult. And so they have a plan to meet in the flower field it's the year Lunar dies, right? Right? It was supposed to be that year. Yeah, it was supposed to be that year, so that's why in chapter 5 or 6, Lunar disappears into the flower field. There's a really cute fanfic art manga with Louis going to the flower field after Lunar dies. Spoiler alert! So Louis is on his way to meet her, and he arrives just after she dies. And the thought is they never really officially dated because when they first met, Lunar was so young, but it's pretty assumed that they were going to date or fall in love and marry or whatever when they met up in person, which is, tragic.
Yeah, I felt like they just were always missing each other. It was never really the right situation. Even if she hadn't been so young, he was still fighting in North Kingdom. He had to go back because there was a war.
Maybe if she was older, she could have followed him like she really wanted to. But it's no. A lot of people give Lunar, sorry, there's a dog. Give Lunar a lot of flack for being Louis a lot of flack for being late, and I understand, but Lunar and him are both very attached to their own ideologies, and I think that is part of what attracted them to each other, and I don't think Lunar ever blamed him for not responding.
Oh yeah. For sure. I feel like they're definitely their own individual people, and one of the things I remember from her Dreamweaver is he was he found it so interesting that she was so interested in design. She was sort of a design nerd and stuff, so that was really cute.
Yeah, he was very surprised on how interested she was in the designs, which was cute. But yeah, they're very sad. But I think that's all the time we can give.
Yeah, we took a lot of ships, so we kept adding more and more.
Okay, yeah. So next is Needvet.
Yeah, do you want to pin that, Astro?
Yeah, I'll find it.
Thank you. So this is Nidhogg and Yvette, which is just a really interesting ship because, yeah, to say the least, it's definitely not the most healthy ship, but that's part of what interests me about them is that they have this really weird sort of dysfunctional relationship. Basically, Nidhogg chose Yvette to be his secretary because she was so incompetent. She sort of suspected that, but he actually tells her that to her face later that, I only chose you because you aren't that good. And so they have this relationship that already starts off sort of on the wrong foot. And, but some of the stuff that they do is sort of hinting towards this flirty, weird, really weird, dynamic, flirty relationship where just stuff oh, she always reminds him of a rabbit. Even when she's not even wearing anything that reminds him of a rabbit, he always thinks of her that way. So it's he has this weird sort of fascination with her. And, there's also little things once he bought her high heels, and then the next day, Yvette was seen wearing them on the way to work. So, that could have been a gift, or maybe he just didn't like her shoes before and made her wear something else. You can never really tell with those two what's going on. And, yeah, so, but I definitely don't think their relationship is very healthy because, he doesn't really respect her, and he just sort of does his own thing while she's definitely totally in love with him. And I used to sort of find her boring, but when I actually look closer at her story, like seeing her progress from sort of being unable to even confront anyone to standing up to him after he betrayed Lilith and saying that she's going to have him arrested. And she sort of has this little moment of, you know, you're not going to get away with this. I know I can't do anything, but, you know, I don't stand for what you did. And it was sort of a really badass moment. But at the same time, she is in love with him. So it's very much sort of conflicting emotions within her that she has to struggle with this. There's a lot of questions I still have about the relationship, like how much did he actually like her? How much did he actually care for her? Like, it's possible that he's just really bad at expressing feelings, but I personally think he didn't, because he just, some of the stuff he says to Yvette is just so mean and disrespectful. So I don't know, like just telling her, oh, I just chose you because you were incompetent and stuff. But yeah, they definitely have this very definitely imbalanced relationship, not only because he was her boss, but also because he was planning an entire revolution while she was working for him. And yeah. Anything else you guys want to say about Nidhogg and Yvette? I think the unofficial name for them is Snowhair.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with what you said. I definitely think Yvette's feelings are obvious, and I think I don't have a very high opinion of Nidhogg, so the way it comes across to me is I think he knows about her feelings, and he like gave her gifts and stuff like that to like manipulate her and make his position stronger. I don't think he has.
I definitely see that. Yeah.
I don't think he has I think he has maybe the capacity and like senses that feelings could be there if like, but he's given up everything for his cause. I just don't think. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he has the ability.
Yeah, I definitely see what you mean there. Like I don't think he has romantic feelings for her, but just like if he has any affection for her, like. Yeah, I'm. It's just so hard to say because he's very stoic and like he doesn't really. Whenever she, you know, at the beginning of their relationship, he was very sort of cold to her. Like if she was crying over being like a really bad secretary, and he was like, just, you know, you're gonna give me a bad image. Like, oh, just stop crying. But like. Later, he sort of has more affection, where, you know, he told her after the revolution, she was crying again. He was like, "Don't cry, you know, I'm gonna send you back." But I still don't know exactly what the nature is there. But I don't know. It definitely seems like they're trying to portray it as he was just manipulating her. So. But yeah, I really like their ship a lot because they have such an interesting dynamic. Yeah, definitely.
I think Irie said, don't quote me on this, that the devs, like the lore writers, seem to ship Snowhair a lot. So I think that's one of the reasons we get so much for them and why they are fleshed out enough. Like you could actually like make details like this because the writers are like, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. Lore writers definitely ship it.
Yeah, they have so many item descriptions about the two of them and their thoughts on each other and stuff. Do you guys have anything else to say about those two?
Nope.
I think we could move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So next ship. Can someone pin it?
Yeah, I'm on it.
Okay, so next ship is my personal OTP, Bayong-shi and Juyushin. If you didn't get like Bayong-shi's Dreamweaver, you should have, because his Dreamweaver is just full of amazing Baichu lore. They're basically like, so they're on opposite sides of politics, right? Like one supports the blood curse, one doesn't. They have like different ideas for Cloud, but they both really, really respect each other's like intelligence. and skills. And they say themselves that like if it weren't for all these politics, they could have been really close. And I think that like that's part of the appeal of Baiju, because like I mean, there's already a lot of shit where the couple just like flat out hates each other, but I think the appeal of Baiju is that like even though they're on opposite sides, they're really fascinated and like respectful of each other.
They're also really appealing because wait, am I here?
Oh,
I don't know what happened to Astro, but
Sorry,
yeah.
the dog started barking like crazy. Were you saying something, Beck? I'm sorry.
yeah. Also, like YMC just like he's like super responsible and everything, but he himself just like he gets like a invitation from Julia-san to play chess on an abandoned mountain, and he just immediately goes without a second thought. Like, by responsibilities, I'm going to play chess with this hot dude. I also have to say that like so we just talked about Nidbet, right? And a lot of the thing about Nidbet is that they have a super unbalanced dynamic. But while with Baiju, it's like they are both like super powerful, and I think they're very like well balanced in that.
yeah, that's actually super true. Like even though they're on opposing sides, they both have approximately similar amounts of power. So it feels less unhealthy, for them to be, if they were to like fall in love or whatever. Like maybe they're on opposite sides, but
that's definitely one of the reasons they're one of my favorite ships. There's no weird power dynamic going on. Like you can't say that one of them holds any like manipulation or like power or can wield their power. Like it's very, if it were to happen, it would be very consensual, like as a relationship. Like they're, but yeah. Anyways, I think they're one of the few ones without like they don't either a strange age gap or like a power imbalance. So.
Also, they just look very good together. Please check out Pins.
yes, they're so beautiful. Their color schemes are just like so perfect, and like the opposing the dark hair, light hair, the cool and warm colors, like the symbolism, it's so good.
I also have to say that like dragons and phoenixes are traditional like symbols of like I'd say like marriage and stuff. So
I did not know that.
Yeah, like actually like at Chinese weddings, like also food, like it represents like phoenixes and dragons because like they're supposed to like be this like perfect balance of couples.
Oh, that's so cool. Do we have anything else to say about those two?
Ship Baiju.
Yes, do it. Cry with me.
No, but that's it. On to noise. Hold on,
I can finish.
Oh, okay. Today. So, Neva and Royce. So, speaking of unbalanced power dynamics and age gap.
Both.
Neva and Royce first meet when Neva is 6 years old and Royce is 12. And when Nanari gives Neva to Royce to be his personal protector. So they spend a lot of time together because of that, and it is I think it's pretty obvious within the story that Neva tolerates a lot from him because she has some kind of romantic feelings for him. Royce, on the other hand, it's not really obvious. He's like a huge flirt with everybody. He flirts with Nikki, he flirts with Bobo, he flirts with pretty much anyone. But he's kind of possessive of Neva by, like, he designed her housing pad and then put a statue of himself in the basement. You know, that's just casual. But the most convincing evidence for Noise is in the newest CN house, so spoiler warning. Basically, to not give away too much, Neva has an affliction that can only be cured if somebody takes that affliction for her, and basically Royce takes it because he wants to help her and save her, and pretty much gives up his position as a royal in order to save Neva, and he's very, very loving. And there's a couple of the lines of that dialogue hint that something has been going on between them in the past. So that's pretty much the big overview. I like them personality-wise. I really like the idea of the, like, blonde prep and the dark-haired goth, like, being together. I don't know, I could be saying never wrong. But I don't know, their age gap makes me a little uncomfortable, which is probably, and the power dynamic, that's the biggest thing. That's what I've been saying. He is 23 and she's 17. So it's a little bit of an age gap. I don't know why they made her so young. I don't think they had to.
Like, honestly, they could have made her like 20.
Or they could have aged him younger, made him 20. Yeah. And then again, he's kind of her boss, but not her real boss. I think the future story arc for them will give a lot more potential based on how they decide to take the story. I think some of the power dynamic problems may be gone. But any of you two have any thoughts on Noise?
I just want to say, I still remember when all we really knew about them was that one picture with no context.
The knife?
Yeah, the knife, where he's got the knife to his throat, and it's like, wait, what? Someone explain.
Yeah. The CN server had to wait 2 years for that to be explained. They just gave the image in WFSM, and the server's like, please explain. 2 years later.
2 years later, we finally get the context, but I'm so glad because it's really cool, and they have a cool
that story. It takes up. I put a small transcript. I did a transcript of it in the lore server, if you are curious. But it's a bunch of different stages. It's probably the biggest story aspect of the latest Hell. So.
Yeah. I really like that. Do you have anything else to say, Barry?
Other than your secret boyfriend.
Yeah. Oh, okay. If you can't talk, that's fine. Speaking of couples that are featured in the latest Hell event, our next is a really great ship that everyone knows from Chapter 4, but also they continue to get development. By Jinjin and Zhong Lizi. They are such a cute couple, and what I really like about them is that instead of sort of being at odds with each other, they're more they sort of face issues as a team. So like they have a lot of like us against the world issues. Like first they have like her entire family doesn't really approve of him, and because he was too poor, so he sort of had to prove himself. And you know they were always, her family is always sending people after them, and then they were separated because of the war. But throughout all this, they sort of were continued to be a really cute couple, and sort of found strength in each other, like used each other to stay strong. And they did have that one issue that point of conflict in their relationship where Lizzie sort of offended Jinjin because he didn't want her to model some of his more sexy designs, like the bunny girl outfit. But they resolved that pretty quickly, just by like communicating and apologizing to each other. So like I just find them a really good example of a cute, healthy relationship. And one of the things I noticed about them is that their love language is definitely like gifts. They're always giving each other gifts. Like he designs clothes for her. Like he designed the coat called Kala, which is like that short little white sort of cardigan thing. But and he gives her other gifts, including like from when they started dating, he would give her like I think a bracelet, all the way to like now at the current phase where they're at in their relationship. And she also gave him this silk bag while they were separated because of the war, and he treasured that a lot. So you can tell that they sort of love giving each other gifts to show their affection, and I just think that's really cute. Guess like for me, the moment that made me start shipping them is this quote, which I just really love. This quote, it's the cutest thing ever. It's when like Zhonglizi wanted to go off and prove himself, but so he like opened his door to leave one day and like run away and go like make his fortune and like show that he did deserve her. But he saw Bai Jinjin standing in the yard with all of her luggage because she wanted to run away with him too, because she was so in love with him. And it's just really cute to hear about those two. Like they just go through everything together, and I just really like it. And they have a lot of faith in each other and their ability to sort of face the world's issues, all of Mirrorland's problems. And I also like them because, like, when they first met, Zhonglizi was so awkward around her, and it just, like, adds, like, this level of authenticity because she doesn't like him because he's the most cool guy around, the most smooth, but she just likes him because he's him. Because he just, like, tried to seduce her in the most awkward way of, like, it's just really cute, though. You guys have anything else to say about Bai Jinjin and Zhonglizi?
They're very precious.
Yeah, they're like the only real relationship in the entire game.
Yeah.
Like how real humans would date.
Yeah, and for the fan art I chose for them, I couldn't find a good shipping fan art for the two of them, but I found this really cute one of her just like holding these flowers and standing in like, I guess it's like a field somewhere, and with the sky behind her, and it's so beautiful. So my headcanon for that is that she's there with him, and it's from his perspective or something. So that's the picture I chose. And also the picture of their suit from the Tree of Life event. So
yeah, that suit is her ideal wedding dress. I think that's the story of it. That's like her dream of a wedding dress, basically.
Yeah, the item descriptions talk about like her dream wedding and how her cousin finally approved them, and it's very sweet.
Yeah, it is. All she wants is Youngji's approval,
And yeah,
will he ever approve though?
No, because he's a butt.
He's like the biggest anti of them. He's like,
yeah, honestly, this is slightly tangential. That trait is so like off character for him, but it's fine.
I don't like it on him either. I like it when he's supportive, but whatever.
Yeah, he's just a very overprotective older cousin.
Yeah.
Sure.
And let's leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you guys have anything else to say about them, or if not, that's fine.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So, next ship. Okay. Next ship, it's best girl, Jinzhong, and her best friend, Zhu Risheng. And, like, they actually met when they were teenagers, and like Yue was just like promoted to general for the first time ever, and she meets this girl who becomes like her advisor. Oh yeah, her name is also known as Musica.
Hey guys are funny. She's really good. She's right.
They actually didn't really like each other at first because Ursula was like, "Well, you're so young," and yeah, it was like, "Well, you're super arrogant," and they just did not get along at first. But over time, like they overcame their differences and became like very, very close to each other. And like, yeah, I just mentioned her in everything. Like when you open her Dreamweaver, she talks about her. In her postcards, she talks about her. Like welfare events. She's just very, very in love. It's very cute. I also think like they're very cute because like one, they're another ship that don't have like a weird power imbalance or age gap, and yeah. Anything else, guys?
I just want to say one of my favorite suits about them is the one from the current Hell event, the Wind and Starry Wilderness one, where it basically like describes him going to, I guess, the New Year's festival in Cloud Capital together. I think it's Cloud Capital, right? And yes, and they are sort of basically on a date where they're just like walking through and seeing all of the cute little festivals and fireworks and stuff, and it's just like this really sweet thing to read that one suit. Yes.
Yeah, they remind me of that that older lesbian couple that are roommates and best friends, quote unquote. That's the vibes that I get. But everybody knows they're secretly married.
Yeah, they're actually currently long distance right now, and Yuri misses her so much. Like yeah, a lot. It's very cute.
Ooh. Musica's involved in politics in Cloud, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Do we have anything else to say about them, or should we go on to the contested ships?
Yeah,
we have it divided in our document into normal ships and heavily contested ships. Yes, Liz is about to have an aneurysm probably, but
yeah. The next ships are a bit controversial, and we're not saying that we support any of these, but I think that they are interesting, like pairings that do need to be.
Yeah, and having a shipping podcast without discussing them feels wrong. So
yeah.
So we're gonna open it up with the most controversial.
Everyone's favorite controversial ship. Reed and Kimmy. I don't know what Athena was originally set.
Yeah. So the original, I think in summary, the main points is that Reed was kind of took Kimi on as in a mentorship role during her time at school, and he pays a lot of attention to her. I think he obviously cares for her in the way that he can, which is a little, it's just Reed. I think there's evidence for Kimmy really admiring him as a mentor and as a friend. So I think a lot of the basis for the ship is based on this mentorship and that closeness that they had during school.
Yeah, Kimmy definitely trusted him a lot.
Yeah. You could tell how hurt she was in chapter 17.
Yeah, when she found out that he wasn't actually on her side after all. She really wanted to trust him. And they actually didn't start out with, I think, the best relationship, where they were sort of notorious for not really getting along in school. And until basically Kimmy sort of was having this, she was going through this really stressful part of her life around her senior year. And Reed was sort of there for her to talk to and after that, they definitely had a better relationship, in that everyone was sort of surprised that they were on speaking terms, like everyone at school with them after they had that one moment. And it's also worth mentioning that this is all from her Dreamweaver, by the way, but basically he gives her this brooch after they have this like sort of heart to heart, and it's like his birthday gift to her, and it's this cherry blossom themed brooch, and she just like looks at it and she sort of like says, "Oh, it's not even my birthday," and she just takes it and leaves. Like she doesn't really know what to do or how to interpret this. But to me, that definitely seemed like sort of a romantic gift, in that he was giving her jewelry, especially something that was so representative of her parents' relationship, the sakura, the cherry blossom, and yeah. So, but she didn't really, even though she liked him, she didn't like as a friend, but she didn't really seem to want to reciprocate his feelings. That's just how I read it, at least.
Yeah, my interpretation is that Reed definitively has feelings for her, like romantic feelings, but I'm pretty sure Kimmy is just a lesbian, and there's...
Yeah, like, honestly, that's sort of...
Like, I just don't think, like, I just don't think she's interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are lots of people who don't believe that and like it, so...
I actually kind of feel like the lore writers were considering putting them together, like as an actual pairing, but like the fans just like Nick Kimmy way too much.
Yeah, I think they can't do anything with Kimi or Nikki that's not Nikimi without a fan, uprisal.
Yeah, I don't know, because it does feel like they were setting up Nikimi more, but at the same time, maybe they wanted to do some sort of love triangle thing.
Yeah.
But they both have canon interactions.
Mm-hmm. Any final thoughts on Keed?
Yeah,
as we've been calling it.
It got so dumb. Instead of Kimmy, we just say Keed, because it just sounds really ridiculous.
Yeah, because they keyed your car.
Yeah,
that was bad.
I actually say Kate as Rabe, so I always say that as Kate, and I think that honestly sounds a bit more ridiculous.
Rabe? Oh, yeah, that does sound ridiculous. Keyed, yep, the new diet plan. Okay, the next ship.
Ooh, okay, next ship.
Do you want to start, Beck? I'll fill in holes.
Okay, so next ship is Ming Shui Yuan and Zhu Yuxin. And so basically, they actually used to be like a very, very happy, cute couple, but then something happened, and I'll let Astro cover that.
What? Well, so I'm gonna butcher his name. Yuxuan is like very politically oriented. He's very kind of like Nidhogg in the way that he's willing to sacrifice anything for his goals. And he stabs Ming. That's what happens in 4 Wars, this return we're currently getting right now. And Ming is like, basically after that point, it's over. But yeah, I think Yuzuan like sacrifices his relationship. I don't know. There's debate whether he really felt things as strongly as it appeared because of it. Yep.
Yeah, I feel like that stab just kind of killed any potentials I had. But like, they were very, very cute. Like,
yeah, they were the most popular ship on the Chinese server.
Like
we got the stabbing before the love.
Yeah, they just sort of opened with the stabbing, and that's like our introduction to them. But yeah, sometimes it's like that.
Yeah, so that's why we put them as controversial. I think there's definitely still people that ship them, which is why.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think they have a lot of like opposites attract and a lot of cute stuff.
I think they're appealing for the same reason that Baizu is appealing, right? They're like very they have that aesthetic, like they are just very aesthetically pleasing together as well.
I think Ming and Baizu are also both kind of like slightly cold people.
Yeah, exactly, and he's like very warm.
Yeah, and that just contrasts a lot with Yuten's personality.
Yeah, I agree. I think his personality like needs something like that, or at least to us readers. It seems like it. Yeah, there's a lot of fan art for them because they were so popular for so long. Pretty much from Four Gods to Four Wars.
Yeah, basically.
They were the most popular ship.
I mean, it's also very cute because like Ming is like she's so like quiet, but around him she gets like all shy, and it's very cute.
Yeah, they were really cute. Ming needs to find someone better because she's really cute when she's shipping.
I'm just saying that I'm single. I won't stab her because I don't own anything that I could stab her with.
But yeah. Any final thoughts on Mingzu?
I don't have any.
Do we have any more fan art? Is that it? Okay, that's it.
Oh yeah, we have a few more pairings that we can talk about, but I don't think we got any fan art for them.
Nope.
So
maybe just the honorable mentions. What?
Yeah. Well, so there's like two more quote unquote real ships that are in the controversial.
Quote unquote.
Well, there's first is Bobo and Noah, which is basically Noah has an unrequited crush on Bobo and doesn't know how to flirt and made a creepy doll of her. Just Noah's really creepy and he likes her, so they get a mention.
Yeah, but it's another one of those oof power dynamic. I'm sure those of you guys who were at our Bobo shows know all about.
Yeah.
I find it very entertaining that Bobo is like so desperate for like a boyfriend, and like Noah, who actually does kind of show interest in her, she's just like, nope, not that one.
No, any but that. I guess that gives us time for the final ship.
Yeah.
Ooh, best ship.
Okay, we saved the best for last, guys. I'm sure this is why you're all here.
Yeah, this is the only reason you came.
Yes.
So we got it in one. Everyone's favorite crack ship, and just as a disclaimer, because we have to say this, they are not canon. They will never be canon. I swear on my life, it won't happen.
They have interacted a total of once.
Yeah, like
one time.
They had one canon interaction, and it was well in chapter 17. He pretty much just like they were at the White Blossom banquet together, and he sort of just like showed up and was kind of mysterious. And Nikki did not really have a strong reaction to him. Bobo, however, on the other hand, thought he was pretty handsome.
Yeah, Bobo is very thirsty for him.
Yeah.
But
she's thirsty for everyone. Yeah, it's not a real ship. However, some of us like the theoretical idea of them together, so we ship them as a crack pairing, which is a crack pairing is basically, for those of you who don't know, not real, not founded in canon, but it's just for fun, a little crazy, you know? Yes.
Oh yeah, so people on Facebook thought they actually ended up married. And
it started with one person saying that they think the story is going to end up with Nikki marrying Baiyangji, and then
That's like a crazy theory, right?
yeah, and then it just slowly evolved, and then
it's like telephone lore, where people
Yeah,
who
telephone
don't know
lore.
anything just repeat whatever they hear, and any theory as fact. When
yeah. The fact that we got Bai's like in-game like little avatar thing, I think really helped
yeah.
people like, oh yeah, that must be her husband.
Yeah.
Wait until we get the next male model. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then she has 2 husbands.
Oh my god, which husband is she going to pick?
There's really been a lot of Starry Corridor Bikey though, so.
But yeah, okay. So like, why do you like Bikey?
There's a lot of reasons, but partially, even though they do have an age gap, I ignore that because I don't like it. And I think they don't really have a strong power dynamic, but at the same time, they come from such different environments that it's fun to explore. And also, like, it's sort of got this sort of yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just pretty much have to ignore all of that, but it's a crack ship anyways. But yeah, and also like they I think they would be cute together. I think they would have cute interactions if they became friends. And I think that since they're both on the same side, it would be that same sort of us against the world dynamic that Bai Jinjin and Zhong Lizi have. So yeah, that's part of why I actually ship it. I just think it's cute.
Yeah,
They're cute.
I also think it's cute. I think it's just like Nikki's like a very sweet, innocent girl, and then Banshee is like this very he's Bioxy. And I think
Byoungshi.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. And I think yeah.
I think they have sorry.
Seeing those personalities together is very interesting.
Yeah, I think one of the things that makes them interesting is that I think their core values are really similar, like in what they like value the most, but their personalities and the way they do things is very different. So I think that like that dynamic is really interesting.
That's super true. Because they just come from totally different backgrounds. Like he's political.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna styling battle my way through everything and sort of approach.
Yeah.
Totally real, 100% valid shit.
Fake.
I'm just kidding.
Do we want to mention any of the other cursed ships?
Let's name some of the cursed ships.
Okay.
It's not a cursed ship.
Okay, so the first one is actually not that cursed. It's just something that I've been throwing around in my head. It is Reed and Hyber, because I feel like, I don't know, I was like, who do you ship with Reed? And then suddenly Hyber, and like aesthetically, they're both like in suits and like just would look really good together, and you know, that's it. It's fine.
Yeah, they'd be a super attractive power couple.
Yeah, exactly. They would. I feel like she's the only person who would not have any kind of power dynamic troubles with Reed, which is why I like it. No, sailing!
Okay, I will.
Fine.
No, it's really safe. It's really cute, but in the context, it's not good.
Okay, I won't do it then.
Okay, what the next
we can actually skip it if we want, but
yeah, it's really cursed.
It's really cursed.
It's real cursed. Okay, yeah, we're gonna skip that. Okay, the next crack ship is Needhog and Grey Raven, which is popular in the archive of our own, I feel like.
Okay, honestly, even though they don't really interact or anything, like, people are like just like 2 hot guys who are both like evil. Let's ship it.
Evil hot guys, that's the ship.
Pretty much.
I don't think they really have anything in common, really.
Other than lack of morals. No, I'm joking. Needhog has morals, even if I don't agree with them.
Yeah, this actually reminds me that there are fanfics of Grey Raven and Shade, and I'm just like,
Well, because Grey Raven brought him back to life, you know, that's an intimate relationship.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, he does know Shade pretty well. Orlando wouldn't be happy, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, the next two aren't very cursed. They're just a little...
They're just like crack. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think a semi-popular ship is Nikki and Ace. Just like, you know, Ace gives off pretty lesbian vibes, I think. So, like, I think people are just like, who can we ship Ace with? And it's like, Nikki! Ship everyone with Nikki. That's the solution.
Well, I also think part of it is because of that one art from chapter 2.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
where Ace is like holding Nikki as they jump out of that tower. Volume 2, I mean, and like it's just really cute, and like that honestly like made me like almost like abandon Nick Kimmy. I was like, oh yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, they're very. I really like the aesthetic of female knight and like princess, which is what they fit into.
That's so true.
Nikki and Ace are honestly a pretty valid couple, and I feel like if we were like on volume 2 or something, they would be like up there with all the other like.
Yeah, we would have actually content to talk about their shipping, but we don't, so they're crack.
And the last ship that we have here is Momo and Orlando's cat, Sir Lancelot. That's his name, right?
Yep, Momolot, as we have named the ship.
Momolot.
Yeah, the two cats basically, honestly, they deserve each other.
They do.
Like kind of like a slob and
super
elegant.
I think there'd be some power dynamics too, right? Because Momo can talk, but Lancelot can't. Like,
do you think Momo can talk to other cats? And can he translate that cat language?
So, yes.
I'm just imagining Momo like translating Mr. Lancelot for Orlando now. What is
someone go write the fic. There you go.
Yeah. Momolot forever.
Momolot forever.
You guys want to talk about our first ship?
Yeah,
that was the last thing we have written down. Okay, Sailing should go first because she has.
Yeah, well, my ship we didn't talk about, but this is my first ship that I like seriously shipped in Love Nikki. Is King Saya and the Ancient Pavilion designer from the Flower Field, basically Fusu's master. And they were old friends, and when I first started learning about them, I just was like, oh my gosh, because I also totally have this theory that the Ancient Pavilion designer designed the story of Shanghai for King Saya. There's some evidence, but basically they went to school together and they were old friends. That's why I started shipping that. Basically, it's sort of a weird first serious ship, but what can you do? I need more content about them, though. That's pretty much it, though. Yes, go big.
Okay, so I'm basic, and my first favorite ship was Nick Kimmy because I'm a giant lesbian, and I just love seeing lesbians in media.
Aww.
And they're very cute, and I think they're like one of the very early ships to be like teased.
Yeah, I know your Reddit username is still Nikimi something.
Yeah.
Valid.
I really like how my first ship was Nikumi, and now I'm just here like memeing Spikey. Like my nickname right now is Fate Love Spikey.
That's the evolution of man.
So true. Honestly, what a mood.
Only big brain people ship Spikey.
Everyone is Athena or Astro, but my first ship was Lulu because I am a basic Nikki fan, and I was like, blah, 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 kind of skimming the story, like, oh, this is kind of interesting, and then Lunar died, and I was like, what? And so I was really intrigued by Louis, so I dug, like, really deep into the CM lore, and I really like the dynamic of two lawful people waiting for each other. I don't know. It's fine. I'm fine. Yeah. I'm still upset that never came to fruition. But, yeah.
No.
But yes, those were our first ships. And I am so shocked that we actually finished on time, but somehow we managed to do it.
The whole thing without Athena.
Yeah, we did the whole thing without Athena. I don't know what happened.
It's okay. It's because I'm here. Athena and I can't be seen in the same room at the same time.
Oh my gosh. She probably is so cute. Sorry, Athena, when you listen to this.
Yeah, Tala, why don't you go wake her up?
We're trying to mention Athena's OTP right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Read Athena?
Yeah. Milwaukee already knows. Again, that's the main guys.
No, Athena is in the game. No.
But yes, that was what was written down for Athena's first ship. I don't know if she is actually.
I wrote that down for her because when we asked her what she shipped, she was just like, eh.
Yeah.
So that, and the only ship she said she's shipped is a shiny Nikki ship. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Nikki X player.
Yep,
Yes.
Nikki times player. Because in shiny Nikki, the player is a character. So.
Yeah, more or less. So cute.
Too
Yeah.
cute.
I think that's all we have for you guys today. Unless anyone has burning thoughts.
Any burning ships that we ignored?
I must confess that my one true OTP is actually me and Yui.
True.
That's just because you're a giant lesbian.
I'm so offended right now.
I guess if we want to go over to backstage, I'll say goodbye to Craig.
Today's show was made possible by the entire Maryland Radio production team. We hope that you had as much fun listening in today as we did making this show. Until next time, this was Maryland Radio. Myraland? Merland. Miraland. Ugh.